Hey guys, so here's the reservoir for the Lian EVO XL case. It's a reservoir for two D5 pumps, dual loop, so one loop can be made for the GPU, one loop for the CPU. The reservoir could be made into a single loop by connecting the outlet of the bottom reservoir to the inlet of the top, and just make one single loop with the two pumps in line. That's if you wanted some extra flow or maybe the redundancy of having two pumps. It has a total of 8 G1/4 ports. It's machine finish, but as you can see right here at the bottom, it has water and it's see-through, versus right here at the top it's machine finish and don't have no liquid, and it's almost see-through but not quite there yet. It holds about 750 millimeters of liquid in total, about 350 at the top and 400 millimeters at the bottom. Only the reservoir, that does not include any of the radiators or anything else. It has a ARGB LED strip. All you will need to do is either connect this into a LED controller or directly into the motherboard. Just make sure that the plug, it has a 3-pin and it's 5 volts. To mount the reservoir into the case, you're gonna need to remove the original front glass. You will need to take out the top, bottom and side radiators if you already have them in place, as you're gonna need some space to access the 4 mounting points. There is 4 screws that you will need to attach from inside the case to the reservoir. I do recommend having a magnetic screwdriver, as the screws are really small, and when you sometimes are trying to put the screw in, they can fall. So having a magnetic screwdriver would make it easier. The reservoir works in normal mode and reverse mode, and was mainly designed to have the motherboard in the middle tier. If you move the motherboard either up or down, then you will need to do some bends to connect some of the components. There is about 90 millimeters of space right here, so you could put a 60 millimeter radiator at the top and bottom with the 30 millimeters fans. In this example, I have 45 millimeter radiator at the top with the fans, and I still have space to actually turn this into a push-pull configuration. Right here at the bottom, I have a push-pull configuration, but with a 30 millimeter radiator, and there is some space that I could probably turn this into a 40 or 45. As for the side, there is really not a limit. The only thing that's stopping you from coming all the way towards the front is the side of the radiators. So there is plenty of space there to have a push-pull configuration, again with like a 60 millimeter radiator. The way I will connect a side radiator into one of the loops is by either having the outlet, instead of coming here, I will send it towards the back and then come back into here, or maybe here, just having this line going back and then come back into the reservoir again. Same thing right here at the top if you want to have it for this other loop. You could mount the reservoir without the metal bracket that comes into the case to have the fishbowl or more cleaner look if that's what you wanted. The only thing I didn't do on this reservoir was have a drain port on the inside. When I was designing the reservoir and I kept trying to put a drain port somewhere on the inside, the only space that was available was somewhere, let's say here in the middle, And the problem with that is that when it came to time to drain in the loop, it will only drain half of it, and half of the liquid will stay there. So at the end, I decided not to put any ports on the inside. If you really wanted to put like a drain port on the inside, I would recommend using maybe a T-fitting, just connecting a T-fitting here and then having a drain valve on the inside. The other way will be to put the drain valve right here at the front. But if you don't want to have the drain valve in the front all the time, you can just put the plug, and when it comes time to drain in the loop, one way I will do it is by either tilting the case all the way up and then put the drain valve, or at least on a 45-degree angle, take out the plug, put the drain valve, have a towel close by, because sometimes there's a couple drops of water that might come out. The reservoirs will be available in black border and white border. The reservoir, or the single version reservoir for a single D5 pump, will be available sometime next week, as there was a problem with the O-rings I ordered. They sent me a completely wrong O-ring, so I'm just waiting on that to release the other reservoir for it. I think I covered most of it, but in case if you have any questions, just let me know down into the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.